audience.
For it. Okay.
I am Tish Taylor Cersei. I am the owner and founder of Brand Fetish, which is a boutique agency twofold. I offer brand management. Under brand management, I offer talent management, creator management, and project management. And then on the other side of Brand Fetish is a variety of, a variety of integrated marketing services. So that is my spiel. I've been in the entertainment business for 20 plus years. I've been in the marketing space for 20 plus years. And I'm happy to answer any questions and give you all of my knowledge that I can tonight.
Okay, great. So the first question before I go to the other stuff is I just want you to tell me what's the hack? What's the hack?
There is no hack
to make it. If you had to give a hack.
There is no hack. There is no hack. Everybody's journey is just completely different. It does take consistency, passion. It takes not just that learning the business that you're in. I preach that more than anything. Learning the business that you're in, yes. But there is no hack to any business. And I think that people treat the music business like it's not like corporate America or any other business. There is no hack. It's just hard work. And hopefully you're doing things the right way with integrity, with some morals. And that way, but everybody's road is different. Some people have been in this business for 10 years and still trying to get it. Some people have been here a year, and then you got Beyonce co-signing you, and it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? So, I always say just kind of focus on your own lane.
Okay, I like that. I'm asking another question that I'm just getting right into the meat and potatoes. If people have questions, y'all go ahead and fire away. But I'm just getting to the meat and potatoes, the things that I feel like I wanted you to speak to, things that I constantly am answering. As a manager myself with an artist development company, it has been a challenge for me, just figuring it out. I've been in the business, for those who don't know me, that are from Tish's page, I've been in the business since I was 10 as an entertainer myself. But owning AGI, Performing Arts and Entertainment Company, for 23 years. I've been managing now for 10 years. And so, just really trying to figure it out. I remember when my son was a lot younger and your son was a lot younger, and we were on some of the same shows together, and I saw Jacob grinding at a very young age. And, I would see you in the rooms and see you there with him. And like, who's this lady? And just to see him come up through the ranks and to see you come up through the ranks, I've been so inspired, just by your journey. Not, again, thinking that, your journey is anybody else's journey, but because I'm so responsible for so many journeys because of what I do, I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what's a better way to do it, how to do it. So the first question I want to ask, because we have like a Motown, a Motown type school, where we're really all about that excellence. We're really all about that artist development. And back in Motown days, they found talent, they brought them in, they paid for everything. The talent just came and showed up. They signed a deal, and then they went out and put music, and then they owed their whole life, right? Because all of this money had been invested in them, and now they owe all this money back, right? So the first question I'm asking you, is a manager supposed to pay for everything? I know you manage a bunch of talent right now. Well, not a bunch, but few selected people. Is a manager supposed to pay for everything?
No, a manager, I
want you to speak to that.
A manager can, but they are not obligated to. A manager, I want to make this very clear. A manager can pay for things, but they are not obligated to. If a manager does pay for things, there should be a contract in place to be reimbursed for whatever funds that have been spent as the manager. But a manager, no. If you are going to spend a ton of money, then that contract and that deal should be set up differently. You should be set up as, a record label or a production company or investment company. That contract should be, a little bit different. Now, us as momagers, because we come from the momager world too. That's where we come at. That's where we start first. of course, it's going to be a little different with
Right.
our kids. We care a little bit more. A lot more actually. We're a bit more, we are extremely passionate. We want to see our kids' dreams come true. So when it comes to, momagers, dadagers, maybe some cousingers out there, godparenters, you may not
Right.
ask for that return in investment. But you can if that's what you feel like is the best business decision for you.
So you're basically saying, and I want to be really clear for anybody who doesn't know, ain't nobody really just giving out free money. So even if somebody is paying, unless it's somebody running with the same blood through your veins, and even still,
Mhm.
they may say, I want my money back, but nobody's just giving out free money. So if you find someone who's interested in you, and maybe they haven't made a clear delineation of what they're doing, but they're just spending money, you should be asking
Yeah,
questions as the talent, like, wait a minute, hold up. Well, how am I getting this back? Because you also know, or how am I supposed to pay this back? You also know that there's other situations out there that are not that great where somebody's paying stuff and they want it back a different way. So you want to make sure that when somebody is spending money on you and you see, we're going out to dinner, we in limos, we in
yeah,
hotel. Wait, we're who? We got an agreement.
hmm
What's
yeah,
happening?
absolutely. But most people don't know to ask. That's why you join lives like this so you can learn. Yeah.
Absolutely, because a lot of times people learn through trial and error. And one thing I will say about Georgia, and this is really sad to me because I'm not originally from Georgia, but because Georgia is a right to work state, it
hmm
really is the Wild Wild West to me. And what I mean by the Wild Wild West is there's really no
hmm
regulations on anything. So I find a lot of times that even some of the parents that come to me later on in the game, they've been working with someone, they paid them money, even in some cases, managers who ask them for money up front, managers who not necessarily consultant, but they have a contract saying you pay me
Yeah.
$2,500 to manage you. And there's
hmm
nothing illegal about that. But that's not
No.
how managers are supposed to make their money. Managers
Yeah.
make their money when you work. But if you don't know any
Yeah.
better,
Spend
you're
the
just out
money.
here, you're trying to get it,
Yeah.
try, trying to get it. And there's nowhere you can't go take them to court because the court say,
So
buy or
if
beware.
anybody approaches you about paying them to be a manager, that a manager should not be getting money up front. A manager gets a commission and that's it. Whatever you guys negotiate, 10 to 20%. So yeah, that's it.
Right. Right. Okay, great. Now, when do you think, Tish, that you need a manager? This is another question. I get calls almost every single day for people asking for
Yeah.
management that don't really need management. Like in some cases, they're not trained, they don't got no music,
hmm
they've not done anything. They at the house dreaming, and in their dream, the first person they want on the team is a manager, but they've not done
Well,
anything. When do you
that's a
think you
really
need
good
a manager?
question. I
When would
feel
you
like it
say?
depends on the type of man. It's different types of managers out there. There are managers out there who want to be
Yes.
a part of that development. So you got to find a manager that wants to be a part of that. But then you got managers out there, they want to be a part of something moving that they can help elevate. They don't want to work for free and be waiting on funds. Like what you got moving? How can I make some money next week, in the next 30 days? How can I add on to that income? You know what I mean? So you gotta find that manager that believes in you when you are at the root, at the ground level, who wants to take that journey with you. And it may just be your friends. You know what I mean? I would say if it's your friends, somebody in your family, just someone who's business oriented, someone who know how to work email. Just a lot. I stress that because I work with record labels where a lot of the rappers, their managers, they don't want to respond to email. They don't want to communicate on email. All they want to do is text. First of all, I'm not texting you all day. I am not looking at documents all day on my phone via text. So find you somebody who, you got to discern too, like, who do you feel like has that business acumen? You know what I mean? If they may not, they may not know the music business, but you guys can learn the music business together. Mhm.
Together. Yeah, and I like that. I think that there are people out there that just believe in you. You know, one of my friends, she's a gospel artist. Her name is Lucinda Moore, and she's been in the business for years. And so she had won a Stellar Award, and then her business kind of just dropped. Like things just, went,
Mm-hmm.
like it does. And she kind of got out of the business. And she said she was somewhere. Somebody told me to move back. I'm too close. I'm holding
Girl,
the
I'm not
phone, y'all. I'm in a
talking to
hotel.
an easel. You ain't
She
got
was
no easel.
somewhere,
You can
not in the
travel with an
hotel.
easel or a tripod.
Oh, it's
I'm
thin.
gonna
Yeah, no, I
send
didn't
you
even
a
have my
link
tripod, girl.
for
I'm
a tripod.
holding it. Okay, send it to
Yeah,
me. I'm gonna
it's
order it
only
and have it shipped to my
$19.
hotel. How
Okay,
about that?
and
Oh, it's done.
yeah,
It'll be
and
here tomorrow. Send it to
it
me.
gets tall, like 60 feet, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice. I need that. I need it. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying is, so Lucinda, she shared her story with me, how she won a Stellar Award. Things were great in her career, and then things kind of tapered off. And even after she won the Stellar Award, she's a gospel singer. She thought things were going to just be moving. So she had gotten to a point where she was just like, I'm tired. And so somebody ran into her one day and was like, when you putting out another record? She was like, I'm not. I don't have it. I don't have the funds. And the guy was like, well, and it wasn't one of them,
A good guy. Okay.
it was a nice guy. He was like, well, what do you need? How much do you need? And so she was like, well, whatever she told him, and he invested and gave her the money to get started again. And now she's
Okay.
#1 on the gospel charts. She's going after a Grammy. So you'll have those kind of people who, may have heard you sing at church, or may have heard you sing in the club, or sees you around your
Mm-hmm.
town just grinding. It's like, what do you need to do to get to the next level? And if somebody wants to invest in you, they may not know everything about the business, but they have some money, they believe in you, they want to, walk with you. Hey, I can make some calls for you. Because I think even when I had a manager, when I was a talent, I liked having somebody else just handle my
Mm-hmm.
business. You know what I mean? I liked someone else just making phone calls. I didn't want to really try to negotiate, hey,
Mm-hmm.
come and sing too, how much you want to pay? And then I'm there
Yeah,
on the mic.
yeah,
I wanted
for
somebody else
sure.
to
I
ask for the
understand
money
that.
and, those
Mm-hmm.
kind of things. And so managers can help with that. So I think that you're right as far as, when you're first getting started, it may not be a management firm that's like, yeah, I'm ready to roll with you, but you may have a
Mm-hmm.
friend that's like, I believe in you. I'll take phone calls. I'll make phone calls. I'll
Yep.
put up flyers. I'll
Mm-hmm.
post you on my Instagram, or whatever. And that
Yeah,
is
that
some
is a
form of
form of
management right
management.
there.
It is a form of management. So, yeah, this business is changing. Like everything within each business is changing, like, across the board. So, as long as you guys are learning together and, paying attention to what's changing and what can be of help to you, what you may not need to do anymore, that's good. And somebody honest. That's the main thing, honesty, because I do
Yes.
feel like
Yes.
people
Yes.
think a manager is supposed to know absolutely everything. No. No, that's why we bring in ancillary
Right.
people that we trust to help guide and advise as well. So give managers grace too. But it's also important for the managers to be honest. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know that, but I'm gonna come back.
I
I'm gonna
don't
get back to you.
know that.
So honesty is very important.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I love the fact that you've been doing marketing for so long, because I feel like my husband was telling me the other day, he was like, I think a lot of people that are calling us, they don't necessarily
Yeah.
just need managers. They need
Mhm.
marketing. They need strategy, and they
Mhm.
don't know what to do. So they're thinking, I need a manager to tell me what to do. But 9 times out of 10, it's branding and marketing now because of social media and everything that's happening on social media. And
Yeah.
it's not knowing what to do. Like a lot of people are not, skilled in that way. It's like I'm a singer or I'm an actor, but I don't really know
I
how to
was just
make my stuff
I
jump
was just
off.
saying
And
before I got on this live, somebody was asking me what do I like about marketing, and that's the thing, because a lot of people come to me about, well, I don't think I'm doing marketing. Like, I need marketing, and when I kind of do a deep dive, I'm like, you are doing marketing. You may not be doing marketing on a large scale, but you are doing marketing. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to break down what marketing is in the simplest form.
yes,
Listen, I need
yes.
stuff broken all the way down. Like, Big A, little A, big B, little b. That's me. I was a girl in school that needed extra
Right.
help reading and comprehending, so I totally get it. But when you look at the marketing tree, right? It's a marketing
Wow.
tree. You got all these branches, right? And first, let's define marketing. So
Hmm.
marketing is persuasion. Marketing is persuading your
Mm.
primary target audience to buy and purchase from you, to live in your community, to live in your world. That is what marketing is. It's nothing but persuasion. All right. That's in the
Wow. I
simplest
love
form.
that.
And we got marketing here. We got all these branches. One branch, packaging. How can I open it? How pretty is it? Does it smell good? That's marketing. Us going on live, that's marketing. Us going on live on Facebook, that's marketing. Me creating a lifestyle image of me holding a purse, promoting a purse, that's marketing. Me walking down the street, promoting a shoe or a skirt, that's marketing. Me creating a how-to tutorial, that's marketing. Me putting an ad in the newspaper, marketing. Me doing a Facebook ad, marketing. Me
Wow.
hiring a public relations person and there's an article about me in essence, marketing. Me being on the cover, marketing. It's so
Marketing.
much to marketing. Door to door salesman, that's marketing. you know so don't feel like, even flyers, if you're still you know if you're still passing out flyers, that's marketing. The key is, how are you being creative enough and disruptive enough to get people's attention? And also, how are you driving them back to what you want them to know, see, buy? How are you doing that? So if you have a flyer and you're passing it out, that's cool. But now, okay, we need a QR code because we need to direct them back to our website, or we need to direct them, if it's music, we need to direct them back to Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Pandora, or whatever. If it's a lead page, to a sweepstakes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So marketing is like
And some
so much.
people miss that.
It's
Some
so
people
much.
miss
So
that.
hopefully that's a simple way of kind of breaking down marketing, so you don't, you know, a lot of people feel like they're just not doing it, you know. They are doing it. They just be maybe missing a couple steps, but you are doing marketing. I was talking to a fitness what do you call it? A trainer. And he said, I'm not getting enough,
Okay.
I'm not getting enough clients, I'm not doing enough marketing. I said, well, how many clients you got? And he said, I got 3 clients. I said, well, how did you get them? He said, well, I just went door to door. I went to, uh, I went to, some group homes, or like some, what he said, he just went to some businesses and some other like group homes for the elderly, where do the elderly people stay at? Where they stay
Yeah.
at? Yeah,
Not
like
just a nursing
assisted
home, but
living
assisted
homes. And
living.
he got
Assisted
clients,
living.
and he was able to also, for the assisted living homes, he was able to like train, kind of train with the elderly, like, the elderly there. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I said, did you
nice.
close the sale? And he said, yeah. I was like, well, you did marketing.
That's
I said,
marketing.
whatever you said to persuade them to buy into your offer, and you closed the sale, that's marketing.
That's
He was like,
marketing.
wow, I didn't think I was doing marketing. I was like, if that's working for you and you don't have any additional money to do anything else, just be consistent at that until you have the budget to add to your marketing plan. You see what I'm saying?
No,
Mhm.
that's pretty
Yeah.
dope. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That makes me actually, I guess that's why, I guess that's why whenever I call you and I'm like complaining about,
And I'm like,
what
what
do we
is
need to
wrong?
do to really, you're like, girl, you're doing it. But now I get it because you're like, I scroll down the page, I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You putting the stuff up. You're doing the right things. You just have to keep doing it and keep being consistent. And you can add more money, when you have the budget to do it. You can do these things, but don't, put yourself in a place
Yeah.
where you feel like you're not doing anything right. And I think that's for
hmm
all
hmm
artists,
hmm
all people. Like, we can beat ourselves up so bad or just act like nothing's working. And when I look at having a business for 23 years, not really doing any, advertising.
Yeah,
I guess what we've been
it's
doing
word
is
of mouth.
marketing
Word of
on
mouth is a
social
form
media.
of marketing. So word of mouth works for you. That means you are doing a great job. You know what I mean? You have a great offer. You have a great service. So, I mean, not
Right,
everybody can say that
right.
they have been, are still in the artist development business, especially when you have these major corporation labels who don't even want to, they don't even want to spend money on it. They may call you and say, hey,
Deal
we
with
want to do
it.
2 days of vocal training. What are we doing? How are we doing 2 days of vocal training? How are we doing? How are we doing 2 days of vocal
Exactly.
training and
Before we go on the
this person
tour.
about to go on the road for 60 days? What are y'all talking about? So yeah, yeah.
What are y'all talking about? That's really good, Tish. I like that. That is really good. Hey guys, do you have any questions in Instagram land? I see you guys responding, but if you have any questions, please ask them. I have a few more for Tish, but I want to hear from you guys too, for sure. So Tish, how instrumental outside of being a momager? I think again there is no real hack, but how instrumental were you in Jacob's career? Because I know Jacob, from my understanding, starting off in the music side, which is where I saw him, and then getting into the acting piece, which is what we do also, and then now killing the acting game, where now he can do his
When he
music,
wants to,
when he wants
yeah.
to. You know what I mean? Yeah, like how
Well,
instrumental were you in that whole metamorphosis
every
of
single
his
part.
career?
And of course, we have no choice but to be a part of it when our kids starting off at 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? And I was just telling somebody
Right.
earlier, like, I thank God that I was totally a part of Jacob's career at that age. We have some artists, kids back then, their parents weren't around, and now these kids are like, adults and they're a little bit, yeah.
All over
So it's like,
the place.
you want to, we have to be a part of our kids' journey when they come into the business very young. But for me, when Jacob was 9, he said, "Hey, I want to sing." Natasha, I don't know if we can't see you. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, I was trying to get my setup a little bit better because y'all done got me like, girl, you need to get it together.
Okay,
So see, this
okay,
is
okay.
better. This is better. I was trying to
Yeah,
I
I'll
was trying to
speak
get
on
creative.
networking. But yeah, someone asked the question,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm gonna make it very quick because I've told this story before. But Jacob started out at 9. I want to sing, I want to dance. At that time, I was working for Sony Music myself, doing marketing, and I noticed the transition in the business on the marketing side. Actually, I was a field marketing rep for Wisconsin, so I worked directly with retail.
Okay.
Sony merged with BMG. There was a layoff. I'm like, okay, this business is changing. I knew that back then. I said, you know what? If you want to be in the music space, you need to just be in the entertainment space. Not knowing that he can act or anything like that. I'm like, you should be well rounded in this business. And another thing, I never hid anything from Jacob. I always made sure at a young age he was a part of every conversation, every person that I met with, like, because I wanted, by the time he turned 18, I wanted to make sure that he could have a full-fledged meeting on his own. He can discern if somebody was bullshitting him or not. Okay. So, but as we grew, for me, I knew it was important to bring in other people who knew more to the business than I. I knew that I knew marketing, I knew that I knew street
Right.
promotion, I knew retail, sales in that area. But okay, I'm like, okay, well, back then it was like, we got to get a record deal, we got to get a record deal. Back then it's like, get a record
Right.
deal. I'm like, I need people on the team that can
Right.
help make it happen for us to get a record deal. So I met, who is my husband now. I met Cersei back then. Yes.
I
I
know.
actually brought in 2 other managers, some bigger managers, Larry Rudolph, who managed Britney Spears, Jeremy Geffen, he has passed Jeremy passed about 4 or 5 years ago. Jeremy Geffen, really smart attorneys. So I never felt like I knew everything. I thought it was very important to bring in people that were smarter than me. But, come to find out, some people weren't as smart as me, and so you got to let them go. I mean, I was quick with that. I was quick with that. And on
Right.
the acting side, Jacob's been with his agent since he was 13 years old, Dan Kim at CAA, and that is a pure blessing. Having the same agent this long who truly cares about your client, listen, that's different. So that's favor. But yeah, I've been a part of every single thing. Anybody that was brought in, yeah, every single part. There was no way I would not have been.
That's really good.
No way.
Yeah, someone asked a question before you get to the next one. I have an answer to this, but I wanted you to answer too. It says, do you think moving out of your hometown can help with your career? I know that there are opportunities in other
I
places
don't
like LA and
think nowadays.
Atlanta.
I don't think you gotta move. I don't think so. I think if you are able to travel and leave when you need to leave and go back home and be comfortable in your space, I don't think so. I think you just need to. You literally can make it from your phone and your devices personally. I mean, I think once you feel like you need to touch people, then you need to create a strategy to touch people. Whether if your demo are teens, okay, where are teens? During the school year, they're in school. During the summer, they're at the malls. You got to seek out what other tours are happening. How can I open up for Uzi? How can I open up for summer? Like whoever the audience is, then you have to be strategic in that. So no, I don't think you necessarily have to move.
Okay. 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 So my take is not, it's not the same. I do agree with Tish now with the way the industry is. Like you can be anywhere, like literally. But if you live in like Kansas and there's nothing there where you are, and you need to be kind of like motivated and finding out like what's happening in other spaces. There's a lot of networking that takes place in some of the larger cities, and so like in Atlanta, if you're in, like for me, like when my people are in my acting class, like they talk to each other so they know what's happening in the business. They refer each other out. So if you're somewhere where you feel isolated, there's no opportunity, there's no agents, there's no nothing, you may have to
Yeah.
not necessarily move, but like Tish said, travel. I'm from Connecticut, and I had to leave Connecticut in order to be able to come to Hadria, in order to be able to come to Atlanta
Hmm.
and do what I'm doing, but that's
Hmm.
not everybody's story. If you have, a situation where you got to stay where you are, have children, or you're young and your parents are not trying to leave, there's a way to make it happen. But I do know that there's some synergy when you're with other people in the industry. Oh, you're from Connecticut too? Oh my God. What
No,
part?
no, no.
Okay.
I totally agree.
See,
That's why I
and
was
this is,
saying that, if you're able to travel and travel back and forth, then yes, to network, then yeah, you definitely should. Make it your
yes.
business to go to where you need to go to. I you know, me, I don't like just going places just to be going. So I feel like you should go and have a plan. Try to at least.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 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 Okay. And then the other person asked you
What
about
was the question?
networking, I think.
Can they re-ask the question? Because I can I scroll? Oh, okay.
I,
Well, let me see.
yeah.
Um,
Somebody wanted a good entertainment attorney as well. Can you speak on
network.
networking in the music industry?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like
That was the
we
question.
kind of touched on that. It depends on okay, who are you trying to? What's your goal? Do you want to network with a manager? Do you need to network with DJs? What's your goal? I think if you're just getting started, I think that you put yourself out there, so you can start to identify who is. If you're a musician, start to identify who is your fan. Like who is your fan? Like who's your fan? Who's your customer? Who's your buyer? So I always say the most important people in the music business, they are going to come to you if you are already making some noise. You think about like Queen Naja, she's a good person, I think, we can highlight. She was an influencer. No one in the music space knew about her until she created this song. She already had her own following. She tells her followers, I'm going to be in New York Times Square. She shuts Times Square down. And then every label's calling her. They didn't even know who she was. You know what I mean? She like already built this community and this fan base, and every label's like, well, who is she? And plus they're looking at the charts too, wondering like, well, who is this person going #1 on YouTube? What song is this? You know, they're looking at all of that data. So they are going to find you. So I think when it comes to networking, you have to just first, I guess, truly identify who you want to meet. And be very clear on who you are. You know, you're going to have some people that are going to brush you off. That just comes with the business. Just be consistent with your, you know, with meeting and greeting, and always find that opportunity to just, you know, anytime you're able to perform, you know, make sure you have that opportunity, you get that opportunity to perform. Because I think that's the main thing. People want to know, are you good, you know, or not? Good or not?
Yeah, because a lot of times people are, when you come up to them, they're
Yeah,
thinking, oh, yeah, okay. Especially if you're a mom, like, oh, my child is
yeah,
really good. I get that a lot. My child is really good. And then I'm thinking, okay, you know, everybody thinks that. And then
yeah.
in some cases, the kid is great. And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, see?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Always
Hmm.
just make sure you and
Hmm.
have this is the one thing I noticed when I meet people new in the music business, they distribution hop, right? So they have
That's the
multiple
hopping I was talking
Spotify
about.
pages, and because when as the industry, as an executive, we're most likely going to go to number facing platforms. So we're going to go to Spotify and YouTube because that's where we can really see the numbers right away. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to see
Okay.
how many listeners, what songs are streaming. YouTube, we can like really read comments. You know what I'm saying? See how many subscribers. We can see if other people are creating pages around you, you know, or about you. You know, all of that stuff. So just
Right.
make sure that you have like one main page and all those other pages, make sure you get them taken down. And I don't know, I think a lot of young people don't really know
Hmm.
that. They're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to United Masters for this record, but then I'm gonna go to Empire for this record. And then, you know, there may be, let's say your name is MJ Nelson, but you have MJ Nelson, but then Empire has M.J Nelson. So now you got two different pages. So you just want to make sure things are consistent across the board, especially when you're networking, so we can find you
Cohesive.
easily.
Yes. Yes, I agree. What about multiple Instagrams? Because a lot of my clients be thinking that they want to do multiple Instagrams, and I tell them the same thing. But like if they have a singing page for Instagram, or not even just a singing page, their main page, but they act as well. They want to do beauty as well. So I'll find where they have a beauty page, Instagram, singing page, an acting page, their personal page, and you're mixing up the consumer, or
I
you're
feel like it
mixing
should
up
all
people.
intertwine. You know, I feel like it can all live
Hmm.
together. So I don't think you need multiple
Okay.
pages. I think that when you're doing your makeup, have your song in the background, actually sing the song, play the song.
Playing.
I feel like it can all intertwine. I don't feel like you need, I don't even know how people keep up with that many pages. Honestly, I don't even know. So,
Okay. No,
yeah.
that's good. And I like that.
Yeah,
Put the
because
song in the
honestly,
background. Sing the song.
if
Bring
your
it
goal
together.
is to get a major record label, you, I know most people goal is still to get a major record label, record to be signed to a major record label. And honestly, most of the executives are looking
Right.
for what else do you offer? You know what I'm saying? Because they want to be able to create
Got it.
around what Drea say. Look at Drea go too much on y'all platform right now. So they want to be able to create around, you know, the other talents that you have. They want to create around, you know, you know, the other parts of you. You know what I mean? Because they have brand partnership departments, so The brand partnerships department is like, oh, you do makeup? Okay, let's reach out to MAC. Let's reach out to Tish. Let's reach out to,
Right.
So they're going to try to find
That's
partnerships
really
so they
good.
can help bring in some more money to fund your music career. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Hmm.
good. That's really good. It's Grace Kit. I'll answer this question. It says, me and my 7-year-old brother are both acting, and my question is, should he try different things like singing, dancing, does karate, soccer as well? Absolutely. The more you bring to the table, the better. I always say I don't want anybody to be a one-trick pony, like just doing one thing. So if he could sing and dance, that's great. If he does soccer and karate, that's wonderful for
Yes.
movies and opportunities. You put that stuff
Yes.
on the access so that they can
If
see
you
other
want
things
to
that you
be an
can do.
actor, learn every flip, kick, instrument. The more you know as an actor, like it's so much easier and better for you as an actor, literally. Because sometimes production will
Mhm.
take the time out to pay for lessons. But if you already know how to serve, be a gymnast, listen, you probably have a better chance of getting that part than anybody else. Of course, they want you to be a
Yep.
good actor. Be a good actor. That's most important. Be a good actor. But if you have the skill and you're a great actor, literally, you got the part. You got the you got the part.
Right. Right. It's true. It's true. I like to tell my clients
Hmm.
to go live life, do other things. The more you can bring to it, the more
Yes.
experience you have. You may not realize that, golfing
Yes.
or fencing or whatever. It's like, oh my God, they're doing a movie and they need a black fencer. Oh my
Yes.
God, you're the one.
The only
You're the
one.
only
That is
one,
a
and
fact.
it's
That
like,
is a fact. I
yes,
truly wish that I um made Jacob continue to do certain things. Piano, drum, tap. I wish that, he did it all. I wish he did it all. There are some auditions that came through and I'm like,
hmm
dang, dang. They ain't gonna pay for lessons. No, they don't pay for lessons. They want the actor to already know how to do it. Okay. Mhm.
exactly, exactly. This is really great. Any other questions, guys? I told Tish we would be on here about an hour. We're doing about an hour, and we're almost there. Any questions? I think this was great. I just kind of wanted to talk, like I said, all things management because it seems to be like a spooky subject.
Mhm.
Like people don't get it. And my husband says a lot of times on the phone at our office, he just finds himself teaching and
Mhm.
training every single day. Like, oh, pretty ambitious LLC. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut, and I'm actually there now. That's where I'm visiting. So I'm in Connecticut right now. I'm super excited. But you said you need mentorship. I do mentorship. I'm not sure if Tish does, but either
I
one of us
can
just
answer. I'm
reach
gonna
out.
be honest with you. I can
Tish
answer a
has a
couple
lot of things that
questions.
she.
I'm a little overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed right now. I'm overwhelmed right now. So I don't even want to, I would not be of the best service to you right now. Full-time mentor. So
Well, that's good. At least we know our
yes, yes,
limitations,
yes,
right?
yes. What I can say,
Somebody's asking,
what
what
I
about the
can
nine to
say, I
five?
just want to
Go
say
ahead.
this. Even if you're bringing management in, learn the business that you are in. Don't, I mean, you want to trust your people, but like, you want to know that you know it too. That's very important. You want to know that
Right,
you know it too.
right.
So learn, learn.
Yeah, I tell people that too. Okay, what about working a 9 to 5 and trying to balance your career?
It's
It's difficult. It's tough, but
Yeah,
what you got to do?
absolutely. It's difficult. It's time management. It's okay, I gotta work a 9 to 5. I get home at 6. I'm gonna set aside 2 hours to do this. And I'm gonna set aside my weekends to do that. So it's really about what you make a priority for yourself, you know.
That's true. And what you want. Like when I started AGI, I tell the story all the time. I had a full-time job, 9 to 5, and then when I got off of work, I did AGI. So I would do 8 hours at my job, which was AIG, crazy. It was an insurance company, and then I would get off and I would do 8 hours with
Mm,
AGI. you know, and when it got to a point where AGI was making enough money where my husband was like, okay, it's time for you to leave your job. I did, but I did both for at least 3.5, 4 years. I did both because I couldn't just leave my job
Right.
because I had some business ideas.
Yeah.
I had to make it work.
Yeah.
I had to make it work. And so it's the same with, you know, dreams of being on TV, or, you know, I've had clients that were younger that would leave their job, you know, because, you know, they wanted to act, or maybe even they booked a job and they wanted to go do that job. And then when the job was over, it's like, oh my God, what am I doing? And so they've had to learn how to say,
Flexible.
okay, I need to find a job that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
flexible with me. You know, yeah, there are jobs out there that will be flexible. You know, I need one of my clients to go to work at like 5 in the morning, so they're off in enough time to do their auditions and all of that stuff, and it works out. It's kind of like where
Yeah.
there's a will, there's a way. When you say, this is what I'm going to do, it's like, and I'm not a universe person, but it's just kind of like everything opens up and it works for you. But if you say, I can't
Yeah.
do it, then you won't
Yeah.
do it. You
I
won't be
definitely don't
able to do it.
recommend anybody quitting their job if they know they don't have no other means of income coming in to pay the bills and to just be comfortable. You don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to be stressed out. Not in 2023.
Not unnecessarily.
You don't. Let me see what this question
No.
is. I need help with setting up my daughter's copyrights, publishing, streaming platform, distribution. Ooh, girl, I really need someone to hold my hand through this. Okay.
Yeah, we have a mentoring that we do at AGI. You know, check us out, and we may be able to help you with all of that. I don't know
Yeah,
what our, you know,
yeah,
how
that's a
many
whole nother
spaces we have
conversation. And
available, but
copyrights is very
that's a
simple. All you
lot.
need to do is sign with a PRO, and that's ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC. It's free. Go to either one you want to go to. Publishing, just create her a publishing name. That's it. That's it. So she gets her publishing when she starts to make money on the songwriter side. On the songwriter side.
Right.
That's a whole nother class. That's an hour long.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. It sounds easy. If you're anything like me, pretty ambitious, and I know you're from Connecticut like me, it's
Yeah.
not a just. I can't. I'm like, wait, I got to ask,
Yeah. You got
wait.
you
I'm
really gonna
that
have
way.
to
I'm that
learn
serious.
like the business of a song. You got your master, you got
Mm-hmm.
your publishing side. So it's two sides to a song. Your master is your master recording, and then your song is your melodies, your lyrics, and stuff like that. So you have to learn how each side works. But I don't think you need to worry about it a whole lot right now. So yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot to retain. Yes. And there's classes out there too, pretty ambitious. Like when I started feeling like I needed some help, I went and did a class with Brandy Norwood's mom. She did a whole management class, and I was interested because she was a momager too, and getting started, and how did she make it happen, and how did she get people to take her seriously. And I went all the way to LA and did a 3-day class with her, and it was great. You know, I don't think she's offering it now, but people offer classes all the time. So, you know, if that's going to give you some confidence, it helped me to have a little confidence knowing like, well, Brandy's mom said it, you know, this is what she did. It just kind of helped me believe a little bit
Yeah.
more in myself and
Yeah.
what I was doing.
If you DM me, I
Mm-hmm.
can send you those PROs. And then from there, once you sign up with the PRO, they do have reps that will assist you. And if you have like additional publishing questions, they can really truly break that down. And you also need a Sound Exchange account as well. Mm-hmm. So you DM
Yes.
me, I'll just DM
Yeah, she
those.
said she'll
I'll DM
travel.
those names back to you.
Pretty ambitious is ready to travel. She doesn't want to just DM. She wants to come and see you.
Listen, I just, for me, I'm like, I feel like for myself, I've treated my agency as like a side hustle because, I've always, I've worked for other companies and record labels and stuff like
Right.
that. So 2023, I really put it out there
Right.
that, okay, I am I want Brand Fetish to be an authority in the marketing and, brand management space. So literally, when
Yes.
I say
Take
something
it
out
seriously.
loud, God be like, all right, cool. And so now I'm getting like hit. And so that's why I'm a little overwhelmed because I'm like, I have to bring in staff. I have to I got to show myself. So, I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, I have to tell people, give me a minute. Like, I'm so excited that you want to work with me, but I will not be a great service to you because I need to make sure I have people that are good working with me and that I trust working with me. So that's why I'm in the process.
That's
Yeah.
really good. That's good, and I just love it that you know what to say. Like
Yeah.
you know yourself. Like
Yeah.
to thine own self be true. Like, okay, hold on, I'm
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Give me a minute instead of just trying to. Because one thing that I found out about me, and I'm so proud of myself right now, because I am like
Oh.
I like to tell everyone yes, and I don't know what that is. Oh, I do. Oh, I do. And it's not even that I want to do everything. I
Yeah.
just like being a solution. So like someone reached out to me just recently, an industry person, and they're like, I need 3 dancers, like now. I need 3 dancers, I need their Instagram, I need blah 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 blah. And we just slowed down on our dancing classes at AGI because it wasn't doing it. Like singing and acting was where it was at. So we don't have dancers in the building as much as we used to. So I would be like, yes. And then I would like be up all night trying to find, who is it? But because I like being the solution. That's something that I
Mhm.
personally enjoy. And so for the first time, I was like,
Mhm.
we don't really have
Mhm.
dancers like that
Didn't
right
you
now.
feel good?
And this particular person, I felt
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good. And she was like, nobody?
Yeah.
I was like, mm-mm. She was like, well, what about boo boo boo? I was like, no, I'm not, I don't, we're not, I'm not working with them right now. And I hung up the phone and um, I was like, oh my God, like I literally, because in my mind, it feels like I'm letting someone down. Like literally, the agents will call me and they'll be like, okay, like I got one the other day from an agent in New York and he was like, they're looking for another Simba. Now I just got a
Mm.
Simba from AGI casted
Okay.
for young Simba for Lion King. So they're looking for another young Simba. So the New York agent texts me. He's like, "Who do you have for me?" And girl, I'm telling you, normally I would be going down okay, Carmen, pull out the list. All right, let's go and see. Even if they're not in the building, if they've been here the last year, let's find them. And I was like, I don't
Mhm.
have anybody.
Mhm.
Because if they're not here, I'm
Mhm.
not taking my brain
Mhm.
there. I just can't. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know of anybody right now. He was like,
Yeah.
you don't? I was like, mm-mm. I said, now summer camp will be full of kids and I'll have a bunch of people. But right now,
Yeah.
I don't have anyone in
Yeah.
that space. And I hung up
It's
and I was like,
okay. You know what?
but I
Capacity,
also felt really good.
knowing our
I felt really
capacity
good.
is so important because as management, we take on like our clients, everything,
Everything.
their life, and it's so easy to forget about yourself. So capacity is important. And you know what? For me, I want to enjoy my husband. I want to enjoy my sleep. I want to enjoy my me time, shopping online if that's what I feel like doing. So, it's important to say, you know what? Let
You
me
be
reel it
like,
in
I don't,
and I'll get to you when I can. So,
and,
or I
or
can't,
I don't,
or I
I
can't,
don't
but
have.
I can recommend somebody else. I'm not, I'm not in a business
Yeah.
of taking everybody's money or even wasting people's time. Because me personally, I thank God for clarity, and I thank God for the clarity that He's shown me when it comes to, just my capacity with doing things, what I know I can handle on my own, you know? So that's good. Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good. I'm there. Honey, I wish I was there 10 years back, but I'm there now. And I'm literally setting boundaries and I'm literally like, for my business anyway, being in business 23 years, I have seen thousands of talent. And I don't have the capacity in my brain
Yeah,
to remember who was in the building 5 years ago. I can only
yeah,
service who's here now. So it's like if you're in the building now and an
yeah.
opportunity comes, absolutely. But if I've not seen you in
Mhm.
4 years, I can't remember. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
Like it is just what it is. And I have to be okay with that and trust that wherever you are, there's opportunities for you there. That I don't have to be, I'm not Jesus, I'm not God, I'm not omnipresent. I don't have any, wand to wave to get anybody anything. Timing for
yeah,
the opportunity equals success, period. And and this is a beautiful place. So when you said to me, when I asked you to do this and you were like, girl, I can't take anybody on. I'm like, no, no, no.
yeah.
That's
That's
not
what
what I
I
was like. Because you were letting me know I'm overwhelmed.
So she had texted me. It was basically like, hey, what you say?
I said I want to do a live with you about management. And I think you
Oh,
just saw the management
no.
portion and was like, wait a minute.
Wait.
You was like, I don't have the capacity. I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's only
Wait.
going to be 30
Wait.
minutes.
Wait. I was like, oh,
I
okay.
said,
I
Tish
got
is letting me know
an
I love you, but you're not taking me down there. Yeah, you were like,
Yes.
no. But I loved it. Because I was like, I love when I see people
Mm-hmm.
put them first. And then it just helps
Yeah.
me go, you know what? I can do that too. You know, so thank you so much. We've been on for about 1 hour and 5. I'm
Okay.
not keeping you any longer. Um, guys, this has been amazing. I'm so thankful to know you,
Same here.
Tish. Thank you so much for just always being available for me, for believing in me, for seeing me all these years and knowing like, you know what? Yeah, they're good at what they do. You referred people to me. I appreciate it. And likewise with you, like I'm always going to call and be like, okay, this is what's happening. And that's what we
Yeah.
need in this business. We have to support each other. There's no room for, I'm not going to help this person because what if this happens? Or no, there's room for all of us to go. And even the other day, I'm going to tell on myself really quick and we'll leave it here. At the party that I went to, y'all, I'm telling on myself. So I am really, I don't mind networking and talking to people for my clients. Like if it's for my client, and I'm like pitching Hello Sunday, or I'm pitching, after hours, or I'm pitching, anything, my client, right? I don't have a problem with that. But for myself, I be feeling so weird. So I'm at this event. Tish is there. It's a beautiful event. I was so excited to just be there. Everybody's in the building. All the people that I'm like, oh my God, I want to work with this person. I want to work with this person. And it wasn't necessarily for a client. It was like,
Yeah.
I want them to know AGI exists. I want them to come and see my talent like Tish has done before. And so I'm sitting at the table with these people. First of all, there's a guy sitting across from me. His name is Tricky, but I thought he was Tricky Stewart. But he's sitting across from me. So I go on my Instagram, I'm going Google and I look and I'm like Tricky Stewart. And he looked like Tricky Stewart to me. So to me, he did. I got to show you the picture. He did. He looked like
And
an
he's
older
younger.
version, like Tricky. Tricky probably would be mad.
And he was younger.
Wait, who's
Tricky
younger?
that was sitting Tricky sitting across from me was younger.
Oh, no, he looked old. Well, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. But he, just his haircut and stuff, it reminded me of Tricky Stewart. So I looked it up and I showed him to my husband. I was like, I think this is him. And Craig was like, yeah, I think so. So I'm sitting there and I'm texting Tish because Tish, of course, knows everyone. So I'm sitting there and I'm texting her and I'm like, girl, I'm at this meeting. I'm like, I'm here and I'm like, oh my God, I need to know this person. I need to know this person. And I need to know Tricky. And she goes, Tricky, that's at your table?
Yes. The
And I'm like,
question.
yes. I'm like, yes, he's at my table. But I did meet him, but he was sitting across from me and the opportunity didn't present itself to go further. So this girl's sitting next to me. So I'm at table 8, Tish is at table 7. She literally gets up, which makes it look even more crazy to me. But she gets up, she walks to Tricky, she walks him around my table, and she's like, hi, Tricky, this is Nartasha. She'd like to meet you. And I'm like, yeah, you're right there at my table. I felt so crazy. But then it wasn't the right Tricky. So then I'm like, oh,
something
okay.
was off because I'm like, no, I was like, Tricky, he managed NLE Chopper. And I was hoping you coming on. And so I didn't know how to play it out.
I thought he was the producer. So Tricky was like, so that was one of those brush off moments, but it was fine. Tricky was like, oh yeah, so I said, oh, I own a performing arts school. We do artist development. I said, I know a lot of labels don't do artist development anymore. He goes, oh, we do it. I said, oh, okay, you do it too? Okay, great. He's like, yeah, he's like, we have a label. I was like, oh, okay, all right, great. And a few minutes after that, he sat down. But it felt like one of those moments where it was like, but are you good though? And he doesn't know. So because he doesn't know, it was
Yeah.
like you have to show and prove. So it was a weird moment for me, but I felt so dumb that Tish literally had to get up, walk 5
But
spaces
no,
to this guy who was
don't
sitting
feel
right at my
dumb. Don't feel
table.
dumb. And whoever
I,
asked the
I
networking question, that's
did.
probably something we should have highlighted on. If there's somebody that you know in the room and there's somebody that you want to meet, don't hesitate to ask the person to introduce you. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like a
right,
cosign, at
right,
the end of the day. So don't be afraid
right.
to say, hey, can you introduce me to such and such? So that's another way of
I sure
networking.
did it, but Tish was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So glad you brought that
at
up.
the
I did was
table.
like, "Ooh, Turkey at your table." I did say that. I did say that.
So anyway, it was great, and I made up my mind. I said, okay, the next one, because there's another one in June, and she's already invited me. I said, I'm coming. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready to network. I'm gonna be ready to just, get out
Yeah.
there and just meet everybody. I'm gonna do it. But in that moment, I was sitting there like, oh my God. Plus, it wasn't really to me. It was like everybody knew each other. So it was like kind of like people were walking up to each
Yeah.
other, they know each other. So I didn't want to come off like a fan either. I wanted to come off like a peer. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to be going up to asking people to take pictures because people are taking pictures with people they know. And I had like 4 or 5 people in there that I did know. So of course I connected with those people, but I was like, nah, not this one, but
Yeah.
next time,
Yeah.
oh, I'm on it. I'm on it.
You
I'm
are a
on it.
peer.
I'm on it.
So don't
Yes,
you are a peer.
yes,
So yeah, make
yes,
sure you walk
yes.
up, introduce yourself. But the good thing is when you make that introduction and you see how people respond to you, then you know. You know what I'm saying? Then you know.
Right,
It's some people in there
right,
I didn't even
right.
walk up to because I know they listen. When you show me who you are, cool. I'm real cool on you. I don't care who you are, actually. So a couple people I did not walk up to and say hello to. But I may have walked up to the
Right,
person sitting next to me like,
right.
hey, I ain't talking to you. No, at
I'm not
all.
fooling
Mm-mm.
with you. I'm not fooling with you. No, that was hilarious. But thank you so much again. Thanks for always being a good friend. Thanks for always being
Love
available.
you
I love you so much.
too.
1,000-fold to your blessings and your business. 1,000-fold to Jacob.
Thank
1,000-fold
you.
to everything you're
Until
doing.
the next
Until
time,
the next
y'all.
time, Brand
All right.
Fetish.
Look how to send
Thank
me
you
this
so much.
one so
Bye
I can post
bye.
it. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you now. All right. Okay. Bye bye.